Good morning. Today we're going to read a new story, Matman Shapes. Let's take a look and see what shapes we can find. If we made Matman with a rectangle, what would Matman do? He'd be the real Matman, and his mat would be blue. Do you see the rectangle as Matman's body? If we made Matman with a circle, what would Matman do? He'd roll and roll around the floor. Then he'd roll right out the door. Oh no. If we made Matman with a diamond, what would Matman do? He'd float up high into the sky. Then he'd look down and wave bye-bye. What did Matman turn into? That's right, he's a kite. If we made Matman with a triangle, what would Matman do? He'd hold the triangle in his hand, then ding, 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 in a marching band. Did you know a triangle is a musical instrument? If we made Matman with an oval, what would Matman do? He'd sit with Humpty on the wall, then hold him so he wouldn't fall. Have you heard that nursery rhyme before? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Matman's going to keep him from falling. If we made Matman with a moon, what would Matman do? He'd go outside to tell the cow, ready, set, jump over me now. That's another nursery rhyme. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. If we made Matman with a square, what would Matman do? He'd take a partner to a dance and do-si-do at every chance. There's a dance called a square dance that Matman is dancing. If we made Matman with an octagon, what would Matman do? He'd stand in the street like a traffic cop. He'd make the cars and buses stop. Do you see the stop sign that Matman is holding? Stop signs are in the shape of an octagon. They have 8 sides. If we made Matman with a hexagon, what would Matman do? He'd count his sides from 1 to 6, and then he'd stoop to pick up sticks. If we made Matman with a star, what would Matman do? He would make your wish come true. One special wish just for you. If we made Matman with a pentagon, what would Matman do? He'd say, count my fingers, look alive. Now count my corners up to 5. If we made Matman with a heart, what would Matman do? He'd give us each a valentine and say, I love you, please be mine. If we made Matman with a blue rectangle, what would Matman do? He'd say, that's my mat. My mat's bright blue. Shapes are fun to do with you.